Away next. And we welcome you inside Atlanta Silverbacks Park on a beautiful Friday evening. Tonight, the Atlanta Silverbacks host FC Carolina Discoveries. And hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again with John Nelson. I'm Justin Hanover. We joined you 6 days ago, and it was the first Atlanta loss of the season, at least in conference play. Now 2-1-1, a 2-1 defeat against Myrtle Beach. But despite a red card to Gabriel Obatola and the defeat, this team showed something, John. There's professionalism there, and I think the sky's the limit right now.
And the larger lesson might have come from a loss. A lot of folks talk about adversity being a positive and carrying it through with a red card, with a deficit, coming back once, losing a tough match like they did last week. How do they learn from it? That's the largest lesson that you can learn in a season. Silverbacks, on the off chance that they would lose, did lose early, and they go from here.
Better to lose early in any sport for sure. Meanwhile, the opponent tonight, FC Carolina Discoveries, or the Rock Hill Rockets as their pet name, they come in 1-2-2, a little bit feast or famine, a little bit on and off, and like the Silverbacks, without Obatola, they are in a battle of attrition as well. Their captain, Steven Asurco, he won't be involved. Also, their big man in a shield, let me get this out, Obagoyu.
There you go.
The big man in the middle. So both teams behind the 8 ball a bit coming in.
And we don't know which Carolina Discoveries we're going to see. Obviously, they're going to be the one that they want to see get the W, get the 3 points, and get out of here. Are we going to see the team that gets down early and gets a loss? Are we going to see them that gets down early, fights their way back, and ends up with 1 point by the end of 90 minutes? Or are we going to see the team that gets snowed under early and gets a loss by the time the 90 minutes are up? That's the larger question. Carolina obviously looking for a little more even keelness, if that's a word. It's now a phrase,
sure.
But they're looking for just more even distribution in their effort. Obviously, they want to get out of here with 3. They'll take the 1. Which Carolina Discovery squad we see tonight? That's the big question with the adjustments that they have to make with injuries and reds.
And they've had a tie, a win, and a loss, and their pattern now goes tie, or I should say tie, loss, win.
Right.
Tie, loss. Now, if they have their say, a win. So we have first place on the line. We have last place on the line. We're moments away. Lineups, kickoff, coming your way next. And back here at the pitch, we are moments away from the walkout and the lineups and the anthem and all that good stuff. John Nelson, Justin Hanover. We'll dive into some of the lineups here first, John. We'll take a look at the visitors as they come out. FC Carolina Discoveries, as we said, the Rock Hill Rockets. Coach tonight, no Paul Sheridan. He is not here, but Jared Brathwaite, the assistant, will be doing the honors.
And it's going to look interesting, shall we say, when it comes to the Discoveries. It's going to be one of two things. It's probably a gelatinous 4-4-2 or a 3-2-3-2, however you want to play it.
Semantics.
You're going to have Seaman at the back and some combination of Brathwaite, Landry, and Ray on your back line. Midfield, any combination of 5 individuals, Bailey, Thorson, Anselmo, Brennan, and Kubion. And up top, you're going to have 2. That much we figured out, Galvani and Revivo. So it is going to be, once again, in net, it's going to be Bryson Seaman. So 20, defense 6, 13, 14, midfield, some combination of 2, 18, 15, 16, and 7, and up front, it is 11 and 9.
And as we mentioned there in the open, no Obagoyu, none of the captain in Encirco. Both of those guys highly decorated. Obagoyu, number 5, with the red card last match. 27-year-old striker from Barcelona had a couple of headball goals against the Revolution, that 3-2 comeback win. So he's not involved. And also, to go more in depth, the captain, Steven Encirco's missed the last 2 matches. He's injured with that hamstring. The 30-year-old Ugandan played on the Richmond Kickers, so a big loss not having those 2 guys. Meanwhile, the Silverbacks, John, a change in goal and a couple of lineup changes overall.
Goalkeeper this time around is going to be Bryce Billington in between the sticks. And you're going to have Mitch Georgie, Abrima Njai, and Kamar Brown. So you're going to have 18, 5, 2, and 2 is 4. So it'll be interesting to see which kit Njai wears this evening. Kamar Brown, 71. Midfield, you're going to see 4. Abu Tami, Ibrahim Lansana, Adnan Bangura, who enjoys playing in the middle, and Pedro Polaz. So 17, 8, 6, and 10. And up top, it is going to be Joao Hanning and Denzel Clark, 11 and 9. So Billington in net, 18, 5, 2, or 4. We'll find out. And 71 in the back. 17, 8, 6, and 10 in the middle, 11 and 9 up front.
And you see them fill the pitch. The referee tonight, Chris Heintzman. The assistant referees, AR1, Amin Hadzik. Sergei Demianichuk is AR2, and Stephen Green is the 4th official. FC Carolina Discoveries wearing the white, the Atlanta Silverbacks in the red. Head coach Hassanir Silva, coach in Kuwait, Al Jarrah in the 1st Division. He played, captained, and coached the Silverbacks, and born in Rio, just a Silverback legend. Captain today, by the way, John, for the Discoveries, Tim Bailey. You'll see him, number 2, scored that 90th minute equalizer in the 1-1 draw back on the 27th against Tobacco Road. And you mentioned it, your 2 main guns go out. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. You have other guys in all of professional sports on every level that always step up, it seems.
And you're going to have these situations where your depth is tested. This happens to be one of those nights, and I think that's why we're seeing the formation change, at least the temporary formation change. Looking at a 3-2-3-2 or a 4-4-2, however you want to do it, it's probably going to be this thing that just kind of gelatinously moves along the edges. It's like Jell-O. Jell-O would be a good treat on a night like this, but that's going to be the formation that the Discoveries are going to have. And it's going to be an interesting test for their depth for this weekend.
You're making me a little bit hungry.
I know, really? Hey, long drives will do that.
Maybe Rich and Mel with ATP Sports can give us a big thing of Jell-O over here.
Hey, I'd love that. Other action tonight in conference. Myrtle Beach at Tobacco Road, and the Railhawks are at the Revs. The Carolina Railhawks NPSL side will be here on Sunday. So they're doing the same thing this weekend that Myrtle Beach did last weekend, spending the entire evening or the entire weekend here in the Atlanta area. Point standings as we have them coming into tonight. Myrtle Beach up top with 10, and then it gets interesting. Silverbacks and Railhawks each with 7 at 6 points directly behind Tobacco Road. Carolina Discoveries at 5 with a goal differential of -3, 8 scored, 11 scored upon, and the Georgia Revs are in last with 3 points. So with the 6 teams playing tonight, you could have a lot of jumbling going on. Can Myrtle Beach continue to make that push and get some distance if they can get a big number on Tobacco Road? Or is Tobacco Road going to draw them back to the pack? And does Tobacco Road have that effort that gets them further up, because they've been hot of late?
And Myrtle Beach, the only somewhat blemish on their ledger was a draw against Tobacco Road. So we'll see if they get a little revenge and try and get 3 points. And that 2-game road trip worked out pretty well for them here against the Revolution and Conyers, as they picked up 6 points in those 2 days.
And take it one game further. Wednesday next week, Mutiny at Railhawks. So an interesting midweek tilt for Myrtle Beach, coming off of the 2 games last week and the games this weekend. So interesting stretch right now here in conference, and it could pretty much lay things out for the stretch run as we hit the halfway point.
The sprint is on, and we'll send it to the national anthem. Moments away from kickoff, you see the monkey on the pitch, the Silverback mascot. Hands will be shaken, and 90 minutes of battle to take place. You know, I mentioned before, John, how first place and last place is on the line. You're almost going to have that every week, the way this NPSL schedule breaks down. 10 matches in all. Nobody, you would think, conventional wisdom would say, would run away and hide, and nobody should be really that far on the bottom. So every week you should get almost that combination of somebody up top and somebody at the bottom.
And Myrtle Beach, they're the ones who are trying to put some distance between themselves and the rest of the pack. Next couple of weeks, and we've made this point before, with the Silverbacks having the home stretch that they have, you make a lot of hay now. The game's 9 and 10 down the line. You position yourself for a playoff run as opposed to having to worry about playoff position. And there's a difference.
Well, you want to make the playoffs by then. You want to make the playoffs by the time this homestand's over, and then you want to do the work to get in first or maybe second to get a home field game.
Because at that point, it's a one-game season. You're looking at how things are in the rest of the region. You're looking at teams like Chattanooga FC. You're looking at Tulsa Athletics. You're looking at what the Jacksonville Armada under 23 are doing. You're looking at Miami United. So those are the squads, game 9 or 10 here in this conference, that you're looking at as you're thinking, okay, I want those guys here in Atlanta as opposed to having to go to those places to play, because those are 4 tough places to play.
Well, you've got to get out of your conference first, win the conference in terms of to get that first or second and host a game in your conference. So as of right now, I guess it would be Myrtle Beach at 1, and then Atlanta with a game in hand against Carolina, down in goal differential, so 2-3 there. And then you have Tobacco Road a point ahead of tonight's opponent in FC Carolina Discoveries.
And the Rockell Rockets, and we'll probably drift back and forth by saying Rockell Rockets and Carolina Discoveries. This is where they can make a statement by pulling 3 points out of here. They compress everything in the conference standings and really turn it into an interesting sprint for the final 5 games of the season.
And I appreciate Debbie Brooks, who gave us some information from FC Carolina Discovery, some good stuff. So thank you to Debbie. Really hooked us up with a lot of the bios and the players and all that good stuff. Don't forget, check out all the Silverbacks gear at Best Buy Soccer. Best Buy Soccer, the exclusive sponsor of your 2016 Atlanta Silverbacks. Also, special thanks to Capelli Sports, the official apparel supplier for the 2016 Atlanta Silverbacks and youth clubs around the U.S.
Urgent Care Peachtree is open 7 nights a week with no appointment necessary. Urgent Care Peachtree is the only urgent care open nightly until 10:30 p.m.
Again, the Rockell Rockets / FC Carolina Discoveries wearing the white as they get ready to
Smart
get
play
things
by
going.
them in this weather.
About 90 degrees up here and about 110 down below. You see the big man Daniel Revivo, number 9, scored the equalizer in the opening 2-2 draw against Carolina. And we are underway. Match number 2 at home for the Silverbacks. And there's Georgie. No Obatola, remember. So we're going to get a good look at Denzel up front, along with Joa. Joa so skilled one-on-one. Try and isolate him, John. Technically with Pedro, can really do a lot of damage on that. Oh, and there goes Poles. You'll see a lot from number 10 tonight in red. Little 1-2 to get out of danger right there as the Discoveries look to go forward for the first time. That's knocked out of bounds. If you don't know much about the Silverback squad, a very international flavor. Sierra Leone, we have Russia, we have obviously the United States, Liberia, and so on. It's a melting pot. And at the half, I interviewed a bunch of these guys, so make sure you stay at the half. A real fun interview with about 4 guys we'll have tonight. We'll have 4 more on Sunday, and it's really a fun time. So don't go anywhere. Don't go to that fridge. I know that's what you like to do at halftimes, partner.
Careful. I do put on my summer 10, but it disappears by football season.
you need that bathing suit on. And you just saw Kamar Brown with it. I believe Kamar's first start. Very good to see him back. Had that injury. Played in the CONCACAF Champions League with Waterhouse against DC United. Really loves playing here in the States. You work the ball more, he said when we spoke to him the other day, whereas in Jamaica it was more about fitness and running.
And that came to the fore last night in the Copa America with the Reggae Boys test that they had coming out of the blocks.
Tell you, give some credit to Mexico. A couple of very good matches. They go up top. Look for Denzel trying to get over. That ball bounces. Cheeky little move. Can he stay on it and wins the corner? Well done. And Denzel from Lawrenceville had a quad problem, so he hasn't had much action. Comes out of Alpharetta Ambush national champion. See the big lefty and the captain Mitch come on up to take this. The Paul Black roll from a year ago.
Man from the back line with the talented left foot.
And he plays it short. Play it in, and that'll be another corner off the head of Andrade. Demetrio, a 24-year-old from Veracruz, his fourth appearance of the season.
But what that short corner did is it gives Carolina Discovery something to think about. Okay, first time out of the blocks, they run short corner instead of running something off of the back post with height.
It stretches another man back out there and one less in the box. Mitch bends it in, and Seaman, and then just whacked out of there. Bryson does enough in the end, but had a red kit been there, it could have been 1-0 Atlanta. Kamar to Joa, back to Brown. Abu Tami, very talented. Watch Abu from Sierra Leone. On the under-23 and the senior national team. Abrima Njai, who was my man of the match last week, very clean in the back. Abraham Lansana was voted the man of the match by the fans. Beautiful night here at the park. I would say right now about 85, maybe about 95 on the pitch. And Pedro wins that one back. Good possession early on. Here's Lansana, the holding midfielder. Joa comes wide. Denzel overlaps.
You see what Carolina Discoveries is trying to do. They're trying to gum it up in the middle and to work off some possessions. And if they don't necessarily have the percentage majority when it comes to possessions, but if they can create turnovers and get in transition, that's what they're going to do.
Cheeky little moves from Poles. And let's face it, when you're on the road, John, and you're down a couple of men, you will pack it back a little. Yep. You will give up possession, and you'll take the draw. You're without your coach as well. Bangura, very strong last match. Clark with a good layoff. Here's Poles. Kamar calling for it on this near side. Abu plays it. The overlap going on the right was Mitch. And nothing doing.
So far, the first 6 minutes or so have been a glorified passing drill for the Silverbacks. But once again, that's Carolina Discovery. They're just going to sit there and go, okay, you're going to complete all these passes, but as long as you don't get any shots on net, 2 corners, no harm so far.
Just don't give up that first down.
Yep.
Little 5-6 yard passes.
Keep everything in front of you.
Good to see Georgie back as well. Cleared, ready to go. Here comes the overlap on this side by Kamar.
Now you see how high that back line of 4 is for Carolina, and really everything so far, if you want to take it to an oblong football analogy, everything right now is between the 30s, almost between the 35s.
It is. They're giving a little bit of room, but they're not going to give in the end. Little bend but not break type of a defense.
Yep.
Here's Abu. Lancena. Looks long over the top for Johanning. Seaman's going to come out. Joa puts his foot up. Got a lot of ball. Not really sure if he actually made contact with Seaman or not, but in the end, that's a high boot. You have to protect the keeper.
Yep. There's another look. There's the entrance in. You see the boot go high.
Got a little shoulder, I guess, in the end. Little chink in that armor back there, though. They made it a little bit into a meal, that defense and Seaman on that play.
Well, and you also see what the Silverbacks have noticed, that they think that they can do a high lob over the top.
Oh, and here comes Denzel. Seaman out.
And they'll call it on Denzel. Both of them going in on the joust. Once again, to your point about protecting the keeper, here's your other look. Big entry and a bump. You saw the forearm kind of clear out a little bit with Denzel, so that was where your whistle was.
You see a matchup there. Wiley Ray, born in Charlotte, Winthrop University, like so many of these other guys. And here's trouble against the run of play. And Carolina takes the 1-0 lead. We have not seen that often this year. Silverbacks leading the lead defensively.
Galvani with the left. Sends it to the near post on the cross. And we are almost 9 minutes in. It's 1-0.
A mistake made. Galvani with that left foot does what a striker needs to do. And maybe the only possession the Rockets have had in plus territory, they're able to convert. Little of adversity right now, John.
Yep. And once again, we talked about it in the open. Adversity in having to come from behind, adversity in having to play with 10. Now you've got adversity by trailing early, something we haven't seen at home. How does the team respond? That's the larger question.
And Revivo credited with that one. I don't know. It was announced for Revivo. I believe it was Galvani, though.
Yep.
Bangura. Here's Pedro. If they were going to muck it up at 0-0, certainly they'll try and muck it up now. Good ball over the top. And the flag is up. Referee Chris Heinzman says no harm, no foul, just play it.
Yep, Denzel wanted a whistle off the double team, didn't get it.
I assume he was offsides, that's why the AR did have that flag up.
And this is something new for Carolina Discoveries as well, the early goal. A lot of their stuff has happened after being down a couple of goals, an 85th minute goal against Myrtle Beach. 90th minute goal against Tobacco Road for the draw.
Good ball from Pedro. Here's Mitch on his right foot. Puts it across and headed away well. Polez looks to shield and regain possession. He does. Left foot from Polez. And Johanning with his arms up, wanting that cross instead. Seaman up to the task.
There's another look at it. You'll see Pedro twist and not get enough on it from his liking. You see him kind of chunk it a little bit. Easy ground ball pickup that time for Seaman.
And Revivo's going to head it out. Goal kick for Atlanta. You see the big combination up top, the strikers, Revivo and Galvani. They know what to do on that final third.
Once again, coming into this game, -3 in goal difference. They've averaged giving up 2.2 goals per match, 11 in the 5 that they played.
Which is not good. That's as bad as you could possibly get. Here's Johanning. Again, Garcia on the overlap, and Adnan plays it but not through, so it slows the play up. Garcia puts it across, and Simon again looking a little shaky in the back. I think Atlanta likes the matchup with Denzel up front. I think they see something with Simon. They're going to make him come out. Seaman, pardon me. Joanning wanting the foul called, not getting it.
See, now you've got me going into the standings across the league when it comes to goals against so far. First team that came to mind was Real San Jose, averaging 2.9 goals against, 29 allowed in 10 matches so far.
And let me guess, their record is subpar.
1-7-2 at the bottom of the Golden Gate Conference.
That's a lot of matches played.
Yeah, the West region gets probably a month jump start on the rest of us.
2.9 per game just won't get it done. 1.9 won't get it done. Here's Bryce, plays it over to Garcia. Mitch will be one of the guys in the interview at the half, you'll see. The Arizona product, played here with the Silverbacks in, I believe, 2013 in the NASL. They try and go long again. Ebrima, well done.
And strikers under 23 have given up 18 in their first 5 matches.
Wow.
Weston FC have given up
18 in 5 matches?
5 matches.
How's that even possible?
1-4 with a -12 goal difference. And they're not even dead last in the Sunshine Conference.
Here comes Kubian, the 22-year-old Venezuelan.
Weston FC still looking for their first point of the year through their first 5. Goal difference -21.
Wow.
24 allowed, 3 scored.
That is horrible. I just mentioned Kubian, the Venezuelan, probably happy about that result last night. 1-0 win over Uruguay, and Venezuela is going to be advancing to that next round.
What about Luis Suarez? Slightly angry that he was not on the active roster and they didn't tell him.
Well, he's always slightly angry.
I mean, he worked out, warmed up with the squad, was ready to go in the 80th. And they're like, you're not on the active roster. You can't go in.
He was hungry for some playing time.
Oh, no.
Free kick, dangerous from this right side. Leo Medeiros crosses it in, headed out. Joanning running hard to it. Wins it as no help forward. Possession still with the Rockets. Medeiros. Garcia's got a lot of room if he wants to go forward with some speed. Red jerseys coming up.
Dropping 6 in that last possession before that shot to Billington.
Dansena.
A lot of traffic.
Foul called on Ray. Wiley's 4th season with his club. You don't see that often in this league. Abu plays it quick to Mitch. Defense on the 18. Mitch puts it in.
Wow.
And oh! Here's a chance though in front. And the flag is up for the offside.
Oh, wow.
What a glorious opportunity. Mitch trying to repeat what Venezuela did last night in that goal. Sees Seaman out of the line, hits the crossbar, and the flag goes up on Brown. Glorious attempt by Mitch.
One of those chances from 25 to 30. You sit there and you see something. Goalie slightly offline. You figure, why not? Iron unkind for Mitch in that opportunity.
I'll tell you, that was further than 25 or 30. Mitch was a good 35 yards out. Wasn't the 58 last night on Venezuela's shot, which was pretty much the exact same thing.
Yes.
Punched off the crossbar, came down, sort of how Denzel ran on.
And then an easy dunk for the follow.
Yes. Here comes Adnan. Let's see if that gives a boost now to the boys in red. Pedro, back to Mitch. A lot of space in the middle. Garcia plays to feet. Bangura turns and Seaman able to gobble that one up.
But you saw who was poised at the back post, ready if it was a little more oomph behind the pass, Denzel.
And Shoa's going to win that throw, I think, by getting up quickly and saying that's our ball.
despite what Kubion wanted to do with it.
Lansana with a good turn.
Clogging the middle, Carolina.
Polez, good little pass, and he gets it back. Pedro and Denzel, very dangerous going 1-2. They almost were able to solve it there. Medeiros. Not much possession at all for the fellas in white. Bangura now. Pedro.
Good turn. Even better.
Joaz off. Flag goes up again. Very close. Ooh. Game's a margin of inches, and we saw it right there. And the shame is, if he stays on, I think he's in the same position. Minute number 18, 1-0. FC Carolina Discoveries on top. James Galvani in minute number 8 against a run of play with the left foot. Appreciate you joining us here at Atlanta Silverbacks Park. John Nelson, Justin Hanover. 2 other matches going on. We will update that in due time.
Hopefully due time will be fairly quickly.
In this league, though, you're not really sure who you're rooting for. Are you rooting for the team below, or are you rooting for the team above? Do you want to just get that playoff spot, or do you want to go for the whole kit and caboodle and win the whole thing?
Well, I think everybody's rooting for Tobacco Road this evening to bring Myrtle Beach back to the pack.
But then Tobacco Road, you watch them suddenly jump the Silverbacks, getting to 9. Here's Abu. Has Kamar on this near side if he wants him. And again, Joe Anning politicking for that call. Not going to get this one.
Early word out of Tobacco Road. Lewis Osborne, a goal in the 8th minute. 1-0 Mutiny.
Talented team they are. A lot of the Wingate guys with Axel Jewell and John Ander.
John Ander recently voted Player of the Week in the NPSL.
Well officiated by referee Heinzman. The foul was on Lansana. He tried to let him play advantage. And then you see Medeiros fall.
There's your look.
If he gets up, that could have been trouble on that 3-on-3. Georgie.
A lot of action going on out in Conyers right now. Revs up 2-1, 12 minutes in against the Railhawks NPSL side.
The Revs were up 2-0 against FC Carolina Discoveries as Seaman comes out, only to lose 3-2 on a couple of brilliant headball goals from their big man who's not active tonight in Obagoyu. There's talent there with the Georgia Revolution. They're just not able to put it together as of yet. And the shame in the NPSL is half your season's done.
Yep.
But again, 1 win tonight, John, and they're right in playoff positioning as Garcia gets taken down.
Now Galvani had lost possession that time. Garcia was working his way up with it. Galvani tried to go for the foul just to prevent something from happening from long distance.
You can't let frustration set in yet.
No, you're only 21st minute. I mean, you're looking at what, the quarter pole right now?
And Georgie's going to try and test Seaman.
Too much for Joao.
Yeah.
But you see what they're trying to do. They're trying to work over the top in transition.
They like the matchup back there, and for obvious reasons with Denzel. You see his big body.
Yep.
Him and Pedro coming forward and Joa, they are going to wreak some havoc in these final 70 minutes. They just need to be patient. I think they know they're the better team. It was against a run of play that goal.
Yikes.
Bryce making a meal out of that one. I think he sort of ate it from the turf monster a bit, and he got scared, and he just sort of whacked it away. So a corner upcoming, the first of the night for the visitors. Kubian, the Lander University graduate's going to serve it in. The outswinger. Oh, not a good clearance by Mitch.
Good settle by Pedro.
Here comes your transition opportunity. Adnan, 4-on-5 if they hurry. Looks through in.
Not enough behind
it. Good ball. I believe Kyle Brathwaite able to intercept. And now you see Joa on that right side. Polez coming on the left. Brown in the middle. Joa with the step overs. And he's going to get taken down in.
No,
it's
the
going to
other
go
way.
against him. And he's going to get a card for, I assume, a dive.
Simulation.
I thought a card came out, and it does. So frustration's boiling right now for Joe Henning. Let's take a look.
Step overs.
Tough to tell with momentum going forward. It looked like there was a little contact up top.
Slight touch from the behind, perhaps.
I don't know if I give that a yellow, but by the letter of the law, if you're going to call that a foul on a dive, do you have to give a yellow? I'm not sure about that.
And the interesting subplot after that is that you had Kubian and Denzel Clark having a bit of a discussion and a disagreement, so we'll see if that carries through.
We're going to get, I believe, a water break. They did it in the ladies' game earlier with the Silverbacks winning that one 3-1. So the midway point here of the first half. Clock will keep going. We'll have some added time on, obviously, after. But, John, look at both teams right now. I think both teams, to an extent, are happy. I think the Silverbacks are frustrated they gave up the goal. But they see everything in front of them right now. There are opportunities that are starting to really develop.
And to the point that you have made, the matchups are there. The physical presence for the Silverbacks on the front line, you're seeing it. And I think that they're just going to continue to try to figure out how they can work over the top and have the speed plus the muscle get the transition opportunities to make sure that they can finally close. We had the one huge opportunity from Mitch Garcia from, as you say, 35 out, hitting a crossbar, which could have been a goal, but it was an offside after the rebound kicked back out. So Silverbacks have had their opportunities, just haven't had the chance to close yet, but the one meal that was made at the back, Discoveries took advantage, 1-0.
A game of inches. We have seen that ad nauseum already. Atlanta easily could have had to put a couple in the net so far. We'll pick it up here with Seaman. And he'll play it short to Ray.
Because remember, 3 opportunities this year, Discoveries have given up 3 goals, or given up 3 goals on a couple of opportunities. Both of their losses, both 3-1 losses, to Myrtle Beach and to Railhawks.
Good ball up top, on that left foot, and here comes Joe Henning, and he puts it in, and we're level at a goal apiece. So Joa gets the yellow, and then gets his revenge.
Take another look. Among 3 guys, beats Seaman to his right, deposits it in 26th minute, and we're level.
You started to see the creaks, the openings. You see Denzel in the middle is going to need to get double teamed. You see Pedro, they're going to have to mark him. And then the skill and the great ball through to Joa and the moves around Seaman. And just like that, we are level at a goal apiece.
Well, let's take it from straight numbers. If there's 4 or 5 there, you put 2 on Denzel, you put 2 on Pedro. That leaves a one-on-one matchup somewhere, and Joao took advantage of it with 5 behind him, so it's all at ones now.
Flag down. Good recovery by Kamar. Kubian, one-on-one. Well done by Brown. Andrade.
The only thing that saved the Silverbacks in that opportunity was that there were 3 players there and they were all wearing red kits. That could have been a very easy meal.
You like your chances right now on Atlanta in minute number 27. By far the superior squad. Garcia overlapping on the right.
Got to him.
Joanning going that way. A lot of white jerseys back, but here comes Mitch one-on-one. And the little low bridge.
Foul.
Well, a low bridge called.
Let's take a look.
Joanning. Very dangerous. He goes
Joust
low here.
And the bump.
Well, actually, he didn't go low. Galvani sort of came into him and muscled him.
Bump on the hip knocked Galvani off his feet. So they'll call that one and send it back the other way.
See how, though, this Rock Hill Rocket team has given up some goals this year. They're almost trying to play back and be compact and pack it in, and yet Atlanta's skill is just too much, and the situation is. And Joanning taken down. He is being an absolute force so far.
Discussion, no card. Talk with Landry.
Big guys coming up. Here comes Njai. Here comes Georgie. See if Mitch serves a nice ball in.
Looks like he will with the left.
Seaman's going to set the defense up right about 16 yards out. Now they'll come up to the 18. And
Big
Mitch puts
hook.
it in. Dangerous handball went up, it looked like. And the referee signals no.
A lot of bodies touched the ball in a lot of different places.
Very leaky FC Carolina Discovery defense right now. And you see what they want to do there. Win the initial head ball. They send a runner. I don't know if that was Galvani going forward. If they can win that head ball, John, they've got somebody with a head of steam overlapping behind the defense.
Different ways to send the overlaps.
And it was Galvani.
One is just to do it straight with the foot and go with a long launch, or the other is to work your height, send somebody behind you.
Njai, Brown coming wide, opening up the field. Abrima looking for somebody to play to.
Over the
goes
top
up
again.
Top, flag goes up.
Yeah. About a half a step. But the difference between the opportunity of going up against Seaman and the offside call, and it ended up being the latter.
It's becoming a recurring theme. Matter of inches. You have to figure, John, we'll see again one of those balls work out. That's offside number, I don't know, 4, 5.
Because remember, it's taking Denzel a little bit to get integrated into the timing and everyone to get adjusted to each other.
So you have to love what you're seeing, though, so far from the big man.
Keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Timing gets there eventually. It's just having to do with continuing to do what you want to do.
The Silverbacks once again without Gabriel Obatola. Had that red card in the last match. I don't know if the plan would eventually be to play Gabriel and Denzel, a couple of absolute beasts up front, or maybe sort of split them up a little bit, and you have the skill of Joanning.
It would be interesting to see the three of them up top,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Here comes Kamar trying to go forward. Head ball won well by Andrade. Galvani, the goal scorer, coming back to it. His goal coming in minute number 8. Johanning leveled in 26. Saw Adnan Bengura. He was part of the foursome we will interview. You'll hear from at the half.
Who are the other three?
I'm old. Do you think I remember?
Do you remember your seating chart?
Well, who was on there? Adnan, Mitch.
Pedro.
We had Joa and Pedro. And Joa doing double duty, being interviewed and interpreting. He plays soccer. He speaks a million languages. Here's Lansana, the pure number 6 in the back. Must apologize to Abraham. Called him Douglas Diwa a couple of times last match.
Now it's a running gag.
Yes.
Walk up to him, shake his hand at practice. How's it going, Douglas?
What's up, Dougie Fresh?
Mm-hmm.
Injan, again looking for feet.
That's when you realize you need another beer.
Very patient right now, picking their spots. Joa comes back to it. Mitch looking for the overlap. Angle wasn't there, and Joa tried to put it through anyway.
It's challenging Landry. Landry had to retreat. They're having to come to the near side to start over. Polaz
wins that. Pedro goes through. Flag goes up. Oh, that was close.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'd love to see a replay of that one.
John,
I don't know. Well, if we could tee that up a little bit sooner to see when the ball left the foot. That was very close as Seaman. An unlucky whack at the end by Denzel.
You could see what Denzel wanted to do, and it looks like Denzel's going to get a card.
Well, he'll get a talking to. Let's see if it stays in the pocket. I assume it will.
Okay, just gets the talking to. Bryson Seaman says he's okay.
Very close. That, I think, may have been the closest play yet of all.
But once again, remember, close, close, close. You keep chasing after what you think you can accomplish, and it's just about timing. Once again, it's integrating a couple of new pieces here and there and formation, so it's just timing.
Certainly Atlanta, the superior squad. They fell behind early, equalized, now feel pretty good about themselves going forward. And here comes Joa, the goal scorer. Has some room, coming down 3-on-3. Trailers coming as well. And Garcia with a rocket shot. Ooh, that did not hit a good spot.
Wiley Ray. Here's a look. Launch. And that got Wiley Ray in the midsection.
Upper thigh.
Midsection, shall we say, for the moment.
You call it midsection, I'll call it very high upper thigh. Either way, we see Wiley's going to need a minute.
Those are not fun.
No. Cup or no cup.
Yeah, that's just not fun. Good that Wiley Ray's shaking it off.
The veteran, the fourth-year man.
Winthrop, University of Incarnate Word. Last 3 seasons with Discoveries.
I'm going to give you a trivia question. You gave me one last week.
Okay. I don't remember what I gave you.
Coastal Carolina's mascot, Chanticleers.
Right.
I'm going to give you one this week. I'm going to say you have no chance to get.
Okay.
Who former... Oh, here comes Pedro. And he loses it. Former NFL player that coached football at Incarnate Ward a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. I'll go ahead and yield. Who was it?
Ricky Williams.
Nice. Okay.
My Cliff Clavin knowledge right there on full display.
Get you on Jeopardy and have you lose Final Jeopardy by betting everything with a big lead.
You remember Trivial Pursuit?
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say every time I would go orange to the sports category, and when I finally got the piece, I was done.
Oh, yeah.
My Peter principle reached 1, getting the orange.
Right there with you. Sports and leisure. Get it all done.
Maybe entertainment.
Yes, maybe entertainment.
That's about once
Science
you go to history,
and nature, we had a problem.
Just forget it. Can I call a friend, or is that a different game?
A different game. That's with Meredith and Regis trying to call somebody else.
And Abu gets fouled hard.
Let's see what happens here.
Appreciate you joining us here at Silverbacks Park. John Nelson, Justin Hanover. Urgent Care of Peachtree open 7 nights a week. No appointments necessary. One of our sponsors. Urgent Care of Peachtree is only urgent care. Open nightly till 10:30 p.m. Been with the Silverbacks for many years. Rocky leading some cheers here. Most of the fans on this near side you can't see. The sun, an absolute beast on that far side. So the near side much more densely populated. Pedro scored a goal from around here last week, his third.
Interesting idea by Kamar.
Seeming very shaky on that back line. Just the way he's looking at the ball, the way his hands are.
Well, and also remember, he just got taken out a couple of minutes ago himself. He might still be trying to recover from that.
It's an absolute war of attrition for this Rock Hill Rocket team. Missing a couple of guys. We've seen a couple of guys go down, stay in, but we're only in minute number 38.
Coming in shorthanded, having to do things a little differently.
They don't have their coach either. Paul Sheridan not with the team. Jarrett Brathwaite, the assistant,
good
the
step
interim
back
tonight. And Denzel was coming back from an offside position, he thought, so he let it go. And now a Silverback down on the turf.
Looks like it's Abu Tami again.
So Abu will get a little medical attention here. Very deep squad. We haven't seen yet back at home Sean Greenfield,
right,
who may have as big of an upside as anybody on this roster. From Snellville, born in Atlanta, played second division in Italy and Spain and the Ukraine.
Right.
Sean at times in training is as good as anybody.
Chonomorets Odessa, I believe, for Sean. We got into that discussion about the Ukrainian Premier League and how the last couple of years it's been a bit of an adventure.
You could say that about a lot of nations.
Well, and how bad it's gotten for Odessa at points. 2 seasons ago, at the end of the 2014-15 season, they were having problems paying players their normal wages. So what do? They give them lake homes. I mean, like
property.
Lake homes. Yeah, they give you property.
To keep or to rent?
To keep. We can't pay you. Have a house.
Why don't they just sell the property they have in order to give the players?
I don't own the Odessa franchise. I can't give you that.
If a house is worth a couple of $100,000, pay a couple of players.
See,
with that.
That's a question for Sean. But the franchises, I mean, with the war going on between Russia and the Ukraine, there were 6 franchises displaced 2 seasons ago. 3 were displaced this past year.
I wonder if he still owns a house there.
I know that. Well, that's the big question. Are you still owed wages by Odessa, or did they give you a house? And that's a whistle.
See the foul there by Thorson. First time I mentioned Magnus. Mitch is going to play simple back to Georgie. FC Carolina certainly would love to get out of here with a point. There's no doubt about that.
And right now, I think they're just trying to get through the next 5 minutes plus just to get in so they can catch their breath here.
Oh, there's Bryce. Haven't seen him in a while.
From a defensive standpoint for the Silverbacks, that's a good thing.
Yes. Mitch goes up top. Pedro is on this time.
A little nudge.
And very well done by Ray. Andrade. Veracruz, Mexico.
Right on.
Tempting that cross was Thorson, just missed it a little bit. It almost became an opportunity.
Was in between ideas. It looked like, okay, I've got an opportunity here.
It's a cross. I'm not going to give him the benefit of that.
Okay.
Room for Pedro.
Part of the dance contest. Head on over there now, and you have a chance to win some super awesome Silverbacks stuff.
Minute number 42.
And if we don't have enough contestants, we are going to come through the stands and volunteer you. So send your kids over to the corner.
Here's Abrima. He went forward once last week brilliantly all the way through.
Yep.
And almost scored.
Over to Mitch.
Just got double teamed at the last moment. Oh, the speed. Here's Joanning.
Center.
And Joa with the moves. And
Blew a
he
tire.
just blew that tire on the ball.
You can see that he had two teammates with him in the box trying to come up with a central pass. Blew the tire. Ends up still being a corner. Mitch will be on it with the left.
Confidence level sky high for Joanning. Remember, though, he is on a yellow. Garcia, in swinger. Good job by Seaman, back to Pedro. Only 2 Silverbacks back. This could be trouble right now. Looking to go the opposite way. Flag down. Galvani, the goal scorer.
Wide open.
Oh, and again the chance. And they go up 2-1 by Revivo on a fast break that absolutely fooled the Silverbacks.
Revivo wide open on the backside there. Slots it home for 2-1 for Carolina Discoveries.
Lansana almost did enough to poke it up in the air, but just a bit short in the end.
And it goes back to them being caught in transition with only 2 back.
Yes, they sort of went for it, were aggressive on that corner. Pedro had the shot that was almost misplayed, and they were able to come out in transition. 2-1, the Rock Hill Rockets in the lead. So Atlanta for the second time trailing.
Speed again. Good defense to keep it out by Landry that time.
We get near the 45th minute. Atlanta looks like they're going to be trailing at the break. Very shocking if you're watching the first 45 in this one. Good to see former Silverback Borfor Carr, known as Buff, walking around here.
Because he's buff and he's got the stuff, right?
Yes, Borfor a couple of years here. Here comes Abu. Plays it to Polez. Pedro going to that left, and
good flick out.
just knocked away in the 45th minute. Remember, we will have a couple of minutes added on for sure. They did take a water break at the midway point, so at least 2-3 minutes. Bangura, who is fasting on non-match days for Ramadan. Not an easy task at all. Garcia. Here's Abu. Joenning. Tommy. Still in the far side of that box.
Back to Mitch. Out.
So we are officially in added time in the first half. James Galvani and Daniel Revivo, the big men up front, scoring. And it's Joa Joanning for Atlanta in between. Brown placed to feet to Polez.
Stepped on the ball and lost possession.
Well, don't ask Pedro. He thinks that was a foul as Abrima's running back and being chased. Good turn by Njai. Here comes Abraham up to Kamar.
Over the top again. And almost too high off the bounce.
Seaman able to just do enough to pick that one off. If you're Jarrett Brathwaite and the visitors, you are tickled pink right about now. To probably go in with that lead at the half after, I don't know, possession being 70-30.
Yeah.
Here's Joa attacking on that right side again. Cuts it back. Joanning cuts it again, and we're going to get a penalty call. So Johanning, he's going to want to take this.
Oh, yeah.
He just put his hand up and said,
like,
everybody get away, that's me.
Let's take another look. Watch the turn to the inside and the pop right there.
Absolutely. Wiley Ray, the offender, and Johanning looking for his brace on what may be the final play of the first half. A minute 40 in. So Bryson Seaman and Johanning. Big moment in this game.
Catch him leaning.
And Joha with the clinical upper right finish, and we're level once again now at 2 apiece. Well, partner, we've got a early nomination for the man of the match, I would say.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably the way it'll play.
And you see Seaman just going low to the right, and I'm not sure any keeper could do much about that. You have to love the confidence, though. Joa gets taken down, there's not a question.
Immediately.
He says, I'm taking this. That is invaluable.
And the one thing that you kind of keep in your hip pocket, right-handed goalkeepers are inclined to go to their right for that first move. Left foot, right, upper right-hand corner. Easy play.
And if you're talking about the world's elite, maybe you can say, okay, they're so good that they can go either way as the halftime whistle blows. Tied at 2 apiece. The goal scorers in this one, James Galvani, Joa Johanning twice, and Daniel Revivo. We'll have some highlights, we'll have an interview, and we come back in a matter of moments here on AtlantaSilverbacksFC.com.
And welcome back to Atlanta Silverbacks Park. We are at intermission, tied at 2. So after 45 minutes and a couple of minutes of extra time, nothing's resolved. We'll head to the second half of Atlanta Silverbacks and FC Carolina Discoveries in just a little bit. But first, as we have teased throughout the first half, Justin Hanover caught up with a bunch of the guys that have made up this year's Atlanta Silverbacks FC squad. Justin's the only guy that sat in seat number 4 in a row. He had 2 guys in seat number 3, 2 guys in seat number 5. So it's Justin with a microphone and 4 players. Here's the interview.
And here with a couple of, I should say 4 key Silverbacks, some guys that are the key cogs to what this team has built this year here in the NPSL. Joao, Pedro, Abraham, and Mitch, guys from all over the place. Let's first start with the goal scorer, Pedro, and we'll have Joao, we'll have you interpret for him. Pedro leading the team with 3 goals so far. You scored the equalizer there. It's got to be feeling good coming over from Brazil and really making your mark so far.
Tá falando que você é o goleador do time, que você fez agora aqui o gol do empate, que é bonito ver desde o Brasil e tá fazendo história agora. O que você sente agora?
Eu me sinto assim realizado, porque eu vejo que eu estou ajudando bastante o time está crescendo, é uma oportunidade que eu vim aqui buscar e estou conseguindo dar o meu melhor e espero que a gente possa crescer no campeonato e cada realizar os sonhos assim.
Yeah, he said he think this is not only individual, it's a work group, team group, and he feel make his dream. He come here to help the team and make his dream true and move forward.
And talk about you, Joao. You come from Guinea-Bissau. Is that close enough? Good enough?
Yeah.
You've got obviously the technical ability on the outside to beat a man one-on-one. Talk about so far your time here in the few months with these guys trying to blend together as a team.
Yes, especially Pedro. I identify very well with the Brazilian people, and Lazana, Mitch, everything have different custom, but we feel like a family. You know, I come from Guinea-Bissau. I have my adoptive mom from Costa Rica, so I feel like we're gonna go forward, and we have a very good group, a very strong group, and with the mentalist to get to the final, win this, and move forward.
And you just mentioned Abraham down here with the ball. Abraham, your position is not like Pedro. You're more the holding midfielder, the guy that surveys the field. You see everything, you defend, you go forward when you need to. How has that played out with this group so far?
Yeah, I feel very good to play with these guys because myself trying to carry my game to the higher level and trying to work for the team to make the team to receive what they want to get this season. And our goal is for us to reach far to all the qualifiers to reach to the next stage of the group. And we see our goal again for everybody to prosper in this group to reach to the higher level in the MLS or whatsoever country that we think we can go to.
And you come from Liberia. How has it been the transition here? The turf, the guys, the coaching staff, has everything been pretty easy for you, or has it been an adjustment?
It's very easy for me because I played in Europe 4 years. I'm just from Europe. I'm from Liberia, from Liberia to Europe, so it's very easy for me to play on the turf and grass. But I prefer the grass more than the turf. But also I enjoy the turf playing because most of the time we play our turf in Europe, in Sweden, because I'm from Sweden and play couple of games, about 350 games, 3 years in Sweden. So for me playing here, I'm very excited, and the coach, I very love the coach because he loves all the balls on the floor and make my game more easier because that's how I like to play.
And Mitch, you may say you're from Arizona, but I remember you a couple of years ago here playing on this club. You're an Atlanta guy, at least in my opinion. You've played around the world. We spoke the other day, Poland and Serbia and Australia. And you see all these guys. You didn't know them from a hole in the wall 3 months ago. The adjustment seems to be pretty darn good, all things considered.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's one of the hardest things when you're bringing a team together is watching different cultures mesh together. And I think Coach has done a really amazing job. He really got after us on making sure that we became a family first, and then the soccer part would just kind of follow along as we came together. And I've, even for the young players, I'm actually learning quite a bit from them, as I hope they're learning from me. So it's been definitely a good experience for me so far.
And talk about taking the leadership role. We see you out in training. You're setting up the cones. You've got a lot of input with the coaches. That's got to make you feel good because these guys are younger. Some of them 20, 21, 22. You're now, I believe, 27. So it's got to feel good to be almost the captain here and half a coach in effect.
Yeah, it's actually, I thank FD and Coach for giving me that, that role on this team. It's definitely given me a comfort level, being able to talk to the guys in a different way. Sometimes if they don't look to you as a captain, it's hard for them to, adjust to what you're saying to them, in terms of either soccer or even just in life. And, when I was younger, when I was their age, I was always looking to learn. And if I can provide that, what I got from the people that I learned from, I think it's going to be a good experience for them as well.
Who is Joao? Who's the funny guy on this team? Who keeps everything loose when things get stressful?
Oh my God, Lazana. Lazana.
Hands down. He's the one. What about Georgie? Georgie seems to be the lovable guy that everybody seems to get loose with.
No, George. No, yeah, Lazana eat the most. Pedro eat too much.
Yes.
No, George is a kind of serious guy, you know. But no, Lazana most. Lazana.
What's the funniest thing any of these guys have done? The funniest thing, whether it's on the road trip, in training, just something you scratch your head.
Huh?
You scratch your head and you look at it and you say, why'd you do that?
No.
Or anybody on the team.
Man, Lazana always wanna eat bananas. It's the only way. Always he wanna eat.
Well, potassium. I mean, you know, you're out in the sun here, so right? Potassium with the bananas.
Yeah, sometimes I love to eat banana because it's good for the health. You know, it makes me to feel more comfortable to go harder in training or even in game because it gives me more energy because it's good. I've been eating it in Europe. Sure, I eat banana every single morning. I always eat one banana, go for training, and after training I eat one. So I eat two every day.
How about a smoothie? You ever put it in a smoothie and eat it that way, or is it just the way the banana is whole?
Yes, just the way the banana looks.
Just whole. I mean, you see this in Mitch again. You see this, and you're used to guys maybe around here, even though you've been away. It's refreshing to see the melting pot that's going on here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's sometimes when you play at a higher level, it's a lot more serious in terms of your mental attitude. But these guys, they bring both sides of the table together. They're very serious when it comes to the game time. But then, you know, when we're out here joking like right now, you know, it's funny. It's really, really hilarious to hang out with these guys. I love it.
And Pedro, just quickly to ask you, the adjustment from Brazil to coming here, is it better, equal? You played at Fluminense and Sao Paulo and Union Barbarese. Talk about the professionalism here in Atlanta.
Ele está perguntando que quando você, o que você acha de sair do Brasil para jogar aqui? É a boa decisão, má decisão? O que você acha da oportunidade de estar aqui jogando?
Eu acho que é uma boa, uma grande oportunidade, porque o futebol daqui está crescendo bastante. Aqui o pessoal dá valor para as coisas, até você entende? É bem valorizado, bem visto e no Brasil o futebol é muito bom, é o primeiro esporte, só que lá tem muitas coisas que muita gente não concorda. E aqui você vê que o futebol está evoluindo pela seriedade, sabe?
Da gente.
Das pessoas daqui.
Yeah, he said he think right here is better because more opportunity, not only on soccer and study, work, whatever. And he think he's so happy to stay here because he think the soccer is growing up. Every day you see a lot of kids wanna play soccer. The soccer development is too much better, and this is he think is good opportunity to grow up himself.
Goal here for the team: win the entire championship, win the whole NPSL. Is that something that can be done?
I feel like we definitely can do it, but in terms of a group, we want to see, we want to see the national championship, of course. But me personally, I want to see everybody grow and continue their dream.
And Abraham, flat out, yes.
Yes.
Yes, banana. Guys, thank you. Joel, Pedro, Douglas, Abraham, and Mitch. Good guys. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Maybe you pulled a hamstring while you were dancing. It's okay because an emergency care local board-certified ER doctors are ready to give you the attention you deserve. The quality healthcare you need.
Good stuff there from the guys. Appreciate it. Sunday, we have another match here, and we'll have another interview with a foursome. John Nelson, Justin Hanover back at the park, tied at 2 at the half. And we'll roll the highlights. You see the dance-off in the middle of the field. A lot of fun there for the young ladies and men. Early on, John, Silverbacks look good until a defensive breakdown. James Galvani converts.
A lot of folks in red kits on the near. Galvani, unfortunately, if you're a Silverbacks fan, was on the far. Knocks it in across Bryce, and it's 1-0.
And that was against a run of play. Then at 1-1, again, the Silverbacks dominating here in minute number 43. And Daniel Revivo puts it in. And just like that, a 2-1 lead for FC Carolina.
Familiar spot for the slot. Revivo makes it 2-1, and then it got interesting.
Garcia with the, earlier on, that long shot, and then the offside's called on Denzel. But Atlanta with about 6 or 7 golden opportunities that were blown dead to the offside. So they were down 2-1 fairly late. You see some more highlights. There's the foul on Joa, who had a yellow card and a goal. And then we'll see later on he will score again from the spot.
Entry there. Once again, there's your bump that gave Joa the yellow.
Well, no, the yellow is previous to that on the dive. But here's Joa making the moves.
And there is the yellow right there.
So he was put in the book before he scored a goal, and moments later, here he is just rounding Seaman, and the rest of the defense puts it in. That leveled it up. We saw the 2-1 goal. Here's Denzel offside.
And dangerous knee-to-knee contact right there with Denzel and Seaman. Seaman was shaken up for a couple of minutes, but he did come back for return. Big launch there, and Wiley Ray had to recover from that because that was not hit in a nice spot.
No, it was not. Physical first half. Good dominant display from the Silverbacks. Couple of runs against the play, and here's Joa with some brilliance. Couple of cutback moves, gets taken down, immediately comes up, points to himself, and then he deposits and levels.
Left foot, right corner, 2-2 and 45 plus 2, and that's where we are after 47 minutes.
So a very wild first half. 4 goals netted. Joa Johanning, a dominant performance. Extremely energetic, John. He was everywhere. He had that yellow for a dive. You almost get the feeling a third for him maybe in his future.
Well, once again, to the point that we've been making when it comes to the Silverbacks and their offensive approach against FC Carolina. They like the matchups with the front with the Silverbacks and the back line of FC Carolina, so you're thinking that there's going to be a lot of stuff sent over the top and continue to be sent over the top to take advantage of the Silverbacks' both speed and size, to take advantage of that back four that Carolina has set up. We've seen a lot of near misses. We've seen some completions. And we see it 2-2 as we head to the second 45.
And we also see a substitution. Denzel Clark has exited, and Avery Shepard. We saw Avery last match come in a little bit later in the second half. And we'll see him here, the Kennesaw-born Southern Polytech and Clayton State player, 23 years old. Did some nice things last week. You play a match in 48 hours, John. You have Denzel just coming back. I think you saw a lot from him and his potential, what he could do, and you call it off after 45.
And that's the thing. You've got 2 matches in 2 days. You only have the 1 day of recovery time, and I imagine that's probably just going to be whatever limited film study that you have and maybe just a bit of a walkthrough. So Denzel plays 45. You get him set for a second 45 on Sunday against Railhawks NPSL. To see what he can do against that side. Updates from around the league inside the conference. Still 1-0 Tobacco Road over Myrtle Beach. Lewis Osborne with a goal.
Wait, no, Myrtle Beach over Tobacco Road.
Yep, that's it. Maybe if I could read my own handwriting. So Lewis Osborne with the goal in the 8th minute. Myrtle Beach leading 1-0 at Tobacco Road.
And what's that goal-scoring fest in Conyers? What's going on there? We had 2-1 through 12 minutes.
Right. So give me a minute, and I will come up with an answer for you.
Oh, there's a giveaway. Can Shepard get on? Just blocked away. Garcia wins that header forward. Oh, cheeky flick by Joa. And again, no Gabriel Obatola serving that red card suspension. Also no Steven Nasurko, who's injured, the captain for the visitors, and a red card for Ashiel Obagoyu.
It was 2-1 at the break. Georgia Revs. It is now 2-2 early second half with the Revs and the Railhawks out in Conyers.
And once again, Carolina will be here as they try and go along for Adnan. I don't see, by the way, John, another goalkeeper on this roster. Not that it would come to it, but according to at least the roster, I don't see another goalkeeper for the visitors.
Yeah.
So it looks like Seaman's game, and he better stay healthy.
Yep, on the roster release, there is no other goalkeeper. James Hooton is on the squad as another keeper, but he is not on the active for today.
And James is also a rising junior in high school. So I'm not sure you want to throw him in the fire.
Or have him available on road games. Revivo's down.
Little shaken up, holding the back of his head. Looks to be all right. Daniel scored that go-ahead goal in the 43rd to give the Rockets a 2-1 lead. The referee with a little drop ball to Georgie, and we resume. See a place to Adnan.
And also to your point about Hooton, who may only be available for home games because of his status as a high schooler.
Could be in school, literally.
Yep.
Georgia obviously ends really early a couple of weeks ago, but for example, New York still has a few more weeks. Oh, there's a collision. No intent whatsoever by Bangura. A couple of guys collide there by the 18.
Cheeky move by Pedro to get it started. And then there's the bump right there as they're both going after the ball.
Just two guys playing hard.
Seems like Adnan got the worst of it, so he's going to get looked at by the physio.
Well, at first it looked like he gave the beating.
Yeah, it did.
And then when play was whistled, he tended to himself there. Sun may be down, partner, but it's humid. It's still hot.
Welcome to June in Georgia, folks.
In the jungle. Start calling it the swamp.
Well, remember, for those unfamiliar with the territory here, this has pretty much been carved into a bowl surrounded by trees and rocks, and so you're kind of shielded at certain points. But when it comes to the heat and the heat of the day, it's all collected in this one spot, and it can get pretty toasty around here, especially here in June when it comes to playing football.
Oh, that's a bad giveaway. Not sure what was the intent there, but here's Galvani. And Galvani gives it right back. Tommy with some room. Plays to Shepard's feet. Oh, and Abu. A lot of style points on that one.
Looked like he tried to put enough backspin on it so it would clear the joust and at the same time still work for the Silverbacks.
He didn't even have to do it, and yet he did it, and it probably worked out better than if he kept it straight. Free kick about 30 yards away on that corner of the 18, about another 7 yards out. Tommy and Kamar.
You're going to go right foot, left foot.
Seaman's been shaky back there. Let's see, he's directing the, what is it, a one-man wall?
Yeah. And now said to back up about another 3 yards.
Here's Abu. And Abu's going to strike it.
It's a flat ball off the strike to begin with. I don't think he got enough of what he wanted underneath when it came to air. But it stays with the Silverbacks.
Don't forget, check out all the Silverbacks gear at Best Buy Soccer, the exclusive sponsor of your 2016 Atlanta Silverbacks.
Special thanks to Capelli Sports, the official apparel supplier for the 2016 Atlanta Silverbacks and youth clubs around the U.S.
And we have our Capelli Sports shirt. Beautiful stuff as Seaman comes out.
Thrown right to him, actually, on the throw-in.
It's a good play by Bryson.
That's the first time I've seen anything like that.
Foul called. Now, which do you like better of the Capelli jerseys, the white or the black?
I'm partial wearing black. I'm a Johnny Cash kind of disciple.
What if it's 95 degrees here in the summer? You gonna go white? Or do you think that doesn't even mean anything? They say black and the sun's not good. I don't know.
But at the same time, you know the instant that you or I put on that white golf shirt, that something is going to get spilled on.
Oh, sure. It's still, they're brilliant shirts. Very well done by Capelli. The general manager, Fode Dalla, who's done such a remarkable job here bringing the talent, just throwing those shirts to us. Say, hey, John, you have one? Rich over here with ATP. Just threw one to Rich the other day. Good stuff. Here's Pedro. Poles from distance.
Chunked it. It's too far in front of him, and he tried to overcorrect and ended up hitting it with the inside of his right foot. Back toward the heel. Didn't get enough on it.
There's a good shot of Bryson.
One more sponsor to thank, Urgent Care Peachtree is open 7 nights a week with no appointment necessary. Urgent Care Peachtree is the only urgent care open nightly until 10:30 p.m.
Flag goes up for an offside. I believe that's the first of the match against FC Carolina Discoveries. Here's Kulov. Georgie with a little bit of speed going forward. Abu weaving in and out at midfield. Joao has 2 goals already, and they're going to come over and double him.
Look how many of those white kids came to collapse on Joao. Transition.
Silverbacks with Shepard and Polas there against one defender. They sort of just both went to the ball. There's a good release to Medeiros. Have a runner on the right side.
2 on 6.
Galavani plays it back. Good recovery by Atlanta. Here's Thorson. Thomas Brennan. A little more possession here in the last few minutes. Played across.
Good ball.
And Billington stays back on his line. Dangerous.
We've seen this a lot in the match so far. The crossover and the far side has always been available to the Silverbacks. If they do a quick switch, there's a lot of room to play with.
Well, if you're going to try and muck up the middle and sort of defend, I guess it's that weak side that you can benefit from.
And the weak side has been there a lot.
Not much going on here. 11 minutes into the second half. Tied at 2. John Nelson, Justin Hanover. Thanks for joining us here at Atlanta Silverbacks Park. Here's Johan. Very confident right now. Step overs galore. Wants to get it on that left foot if he can, and he does. Big cross. Abu comes down with it. Abu to feet.
Back to Mitch, perhaps? No. 360 and roll.
And Tommy from distance off the crossbar. Here's a chance for Bolas, and he puts it wide. Oh, and Pedro puts the jersey over his face, wanting that opportunity again.
Watch the 360, and then he lines it up for the launch. Abu Tommy with the rip.
And
Seaman landed,
out.
wasn't there for the rebound, and Seaman is down, and it looks like that it's a muscle issue. Whether it's a cramp or it was the landing, he's having problems.
Well, they better hope he's all right.
That's going to be an interesting situation.
They're treating it. It looks as if it's a cramp.
Yeah.
That's sort of what you do if that is cramping.
Right.
Cramps don't go away easily, though. They like to find themselves coming back.
And Seaman is going to have to continue to hydrate, if not overhydrate. Okay, that's a good sign. But Seaman scaled the ladder as high as he possibly could to try to chase Abutami's launch. Here we go, one more time.
I don't think he touched it.
No, he missed it. He didn't get up high enough. So there's your 360. Now watch. Abutami just launches. Now watch Seaman land. And then he would have been beaten to the back post off the rebound. But this will be something to pay attention to over the next 35 minutes or so as to how Bryson Seaman is.
See if he comes out right here. He's limping. He is definitely not at 100%.
Played at UNC Wilmington from 06 to 09. 6'2", 200-pounder. Once again, reminder, he is the only active keeper that we have listed on the sheet.
You see the Atlanta midfield right now.
Oh, yeah.
With Abutami and Pedro really asserting themselves.
Foul called there. Possession stays with Discoveries.
Atlanta really able to break Rock Hill off the dribble. You don't see that the other way at all.
And just the speed and the depth that the Silverbacks have been showing. There's your switch.
The blue chip talent is clearly more so. And I don't think we're biased in saying it. You see passes like that, and here comes Joe Anning.
Can he catch
down
it?
That right side by the Ultras.
Good play by Joao to force the corner.
And you see the Atlanta Ultras. Great fan group there in the right corner. No smoke bomb tonight, though.
I was concerned. It's like no smoke bomb tonight?
That was a brilliant one. I don't know if you saw the pictures on Twitter and Facebook. I think Rich Von Biberstein just covered it brilliantly.
It was.
Right at the apex of that red smoke covering everything. Atlanta looking for a go-ahead here in the 60th minute. Johanning has 2 goals, looking to be supplier on this. Seaman punches it up. There's a chance, and half volleyed away by Georgie.
Georgie got under it a little too much that time.
He's a center back. You can't expect that brilliant half volley, can you, from about 12? Still 30 more minutes to go. A lot of time for the visitors to try and keep Atlanta off the board. Garcia going upfield. See the forwards tracking back, and Galvani afraid of the speed of Johanning and others.
You're also seeing Shepard integrating well in his first 15 minutes.
Big switch from Georgie, no.
In between.
I don't mind the idea, but it's if it doesn't work, that's trouble. Mitch tries to go long.
Shepard.
Avery's on. Working in that corner, trying to keep possession, keeps it in. left if he wants it. Plays to Pedro's feet. Bangura through. Joanning. And they're going to call the foul, I assume, or it's either an offside or a foul on Joa.
I think Joa might have been a half step early again. '47th minute. Myrtle Beach now up again 2-0. Ross Henderson slotting Axel Jewell in the back post.
The captain as the feeder. Abu. Joao with the right foot puts it across and nobody there. Finding those openings once again. Remember, after the match, we will effort at least one player, if not two. See if marketing director Alvin Glay is able to get a couple of guys up here for us.
Well, you were on the hop for the last home game. Did pretty well.
Who did we have? We had Adnan and Mitch that did well. Certainly a couple of guys that played very well. Hopefully we'll get Joa after his hat trick. Is that asking too much?
Trying to be a little Karnak the Magnificent there. Unquestionably so far player of the match for the Silverbacks.
Landry pulls it back, looks for the switch, and well won.
Good intercept.
And Kamar, high boot, looking for that call, not getting it. Transition again. Looking for the high cross with that height. And a good job, headed away by Georgie, leads to the corner. In transition, when they cross it like that, John, and you see those big bodies of Galvani and Revivo against Mitch, and if Georgie's caught or if Abrima's caught, that's trouble.
And that's what it looks like Carolina likes to do. They'll get you in a numbers game in transition, take advantage of their height, that they can break it downfield quick enough.
And they bring that height in the box here, and they put it very high.
Too far. Revivo has to send it all the way out.
Foul called. You see Abraham fighting, winning that battle, getting the foul. We approach minute number 66. If you're Atlanta, anything less than 3 points in this one's going to be a disappointment.
Yeah.
Here comes Georgie with speed.
A lot of room.
Joa again on that one-on-one matchup.
Good save. Booted out. Corner.
You see the score, 2-2. You see the time, 66th minute. Galvani made it 1-0. Joanning leveled.
Too much.
Revivo in the 43rd, and Joanning making a move, getting taken down and converting the penalty in added time in the first half. That's where we are. Nothing yet here in the second half.
Short play once again. Silverbacks now looking to substitute. Short corner. Mitch tried to introduce, sent it out too far. So we'll see what the substitution is here for the Red Kits.
And I believe that's Sean Greenfield. Did not see him in the last match. Very well done again by Adnan. I think you'll see a guy with the ability to really do some good things here with Sean. Again, he's played at a big-time level. Second division, Italy, Spain, Ukraine. He's an Atlanta boy by heart, he said. First touch. Tries to go through to Shepard.
Good idea. And the switch.
Let's see how Joa's fitness level is. He's been running around hard tonight.
Substitution for Silverbacks in the match, number 6, Adnan Bangura, and in the match, number 21, Sean Greenfield.
Sean, one of the 4 guys we spoke to, and you'll hear from him on Sunday at Brema.
So as you're following along in the middle, 6 out, 21 in. So it's now 17, 8, 21, and 10.
Transition opportunity. Georgie tries to track it down, and he does.
Can he save it?
It's good to see Bryce getting some action here at home. All last year with the NASL side, he was the 3rd keeper, never played. Was on the bench a couple of times when Stuart Seuss went for national team duty. But it's good to see Bryce playing in some match action.
And especially on weekends like this where you're playing 2 with a quick turnaround, to show off the depth and make sure that everybody's getting playing time, everybody's going to be healthy for the stretch run. That's big.
Haven't seen a lot from Pedro. Let's see if he can have some brilliant plays. Polez on it. Has a big switch here with Garcia coming. Now they get it to Mitch. A little bit late.
Likes to work with that left foot too much again from Mitch.
See if the fellows in red are starting to put that pedal to the metal right here.
Got a little on it, but not enough.
We'll have a
looks like a substitution.
Rock Hill substitution. Is that number 4? Is that Eduardo Campos? See if the LASIK is still doing well. And you see everybody coming in for the water break. So
there we go.
Online and get your tickets for the next home game.
even though the sun is no longer out, the heat index, the humidity still very high.
First kick will be at 7:30.
Urgent Care of Peachtree, open 7 nights a week. No appointment necessary. Urgent Care of Peachtree is the only urgent care open nightly till 10:30 p.m.
Hopefully you won't have to use it often.
Yes, agree. In these conditions, heading to the water break here at the 70th minute. I'll let you take yours for a second, partner. 91 degrees was the air temperature a couple of seconds ago.
And it's humid.
Yes.
You know when you're taking water breaks when the sun's not out.
Yeah.
You've got a doozy. Add in the turf, which obviously builds that heat. Good stuff here. Appreciate you guys joining us. John Nelson, Justin Hanover, the great crew from ATP Sports with Rich and Melanie Vogan and Eddie and Ed doing some good work.
Final from Conyers. Revs and Railhawks finished tied at 2.
Probably a good result in the end for the Silverbacks. Carolina now has played 2 more matches than you have, and they're 1 point up. So you play them in that next match, you could really knock them down. And Georgia didn't get a boost. You know, the Revolution, they're sort of still down there.
Revolution now with 4 points on the season.
And they only have 4 matches to go because they have now played 6 as well. So it's going to be hard for them to start really making up points with only a possible 12 left. Doable, but hard. We'll see them, I believe, in the final home match here in a couple of weeks. Ooh, good spin for Pedro. See if he could track this down.
Nope. Good.
Yes.
Wow. Good work.
In the end, a wily play from Ray. Sorry. It's one of those things.
65th minute at Tobacco Road. Myrtle Beach still leading 2-0.
I think we see the class of the conference to this point.
Yep.
The Mutiny have done everything asked of them. If they see that one out,
they're up to 13 points.
if the Silverbacks can't get 3 here, John, it really has become a monumental lead.
And they're going to need 3 bottom line against Railhawks on Sunday if they only leave here with a point.
Now, you still play Myrtle Beach once, so you've got that 3-point window, that potential. We'll have another substitution here for the Rockets. Can we change our name? Can we have a pet name?
Can't see
The
why
Monkeys?
not. ATL Silverbacks on Twitter.
Or the Jungle Monkeys? If they could have their pet name, the Rock Hill Rockets? The Doraville Monkeys? No?
I'm thinking. Sorry, it's not good for TV, but trying to think of a nickname on the fly.
Here's Lansana. Another strong match for Abraham.
Oh, you're going to have me think on that one. Something with Doraville. At ATL Silverbacks, let us know what the pet name should be.
Oh, here comes Shepard.
Flick over.
Seaman coming out. And Bryson getting hit. He's all right going back into net, though.
That was a dangerous joust between Seaman and Shepard down there.
Very well read, though, by Bryson. Probably the best play for him of this match. If he doesn't come out, that's trouble. Garcia outside of the foot. Here's Greenfield.
Good flick around.
Sean. Here's Sean going to goal. Plays it through to Pedro.
Stepped late.
Good attempt. The diving flick attempt from Polez. And you see what Sean can do.
Mm-hmm.
All started by Garcia with that little nifty outside of the football. And Revivo can't keep it in. See if the ball boys can get him a quick ball. Huge advantage if you get those ball boys on point. Ooh, there's a giveaway by Abraham.
Too much underneath it to create anything, but they're going to see if something will come out of it in the corner. There's your action from behind.
And it's going to set up a goal kick.
Yep.
I thought Kamara actually hit it out. I think there was a little foul they didn't call, so they sort of split the difference a bit there.
All right.
And another substitution for the visitors. Thomas Brennan's going to check out.
Let's see what Discoveries are thinking for the substitution.
I think they're thinking, let's try and get out of here with that point. And you see number 4 came in. That is Campos. Eduardo. Atlanta just needs one more moment of quality. You just need that one more and you feel really good about yourself. Shepard. Greenfield. Left-footed shot.
Joao looking for the third, got under it.
Did get under it. You see his thought pattern, just trying to bend it around, and that back goes back, and just kicking a little bit too high. 77th minute, tied at 2. Silverbacks have never led in this thing despite clearly being the superior side. And they try and break there again with Galvani. James has scored once, Revivo once, Johanning twice. Oh, here's trouble. In the box.
Good grab.
And Billington with a dive.
Revivo tried to do something quickly with that right foot. Billington on top of it just as quick.
Looking for his brace. Pedro not able to get loose the way we've seen in some of these matches so far. They've done a nice job on number 10.
Wow.
Georgie went in hard. Greenfield. And Polas taken down, and referee's got to call that, yeah.
He does. He played advantage to that point.
That's one of the longer advantages you'll see. That was a good 3-4 seconds. Well done, though. No issues at all with Chris Heinzman there. Right around, what would you say, 32, 33?
Yeah.
Maybe 35-ish.
Well, we saw what Mitch could do from 35 in the first half. So I don't think any of the Silverbacks are going to have any kind of fear in launching something.
Well, I don't know why why does Atlanta have 6 behind the ball and all 11 are back? Are you afraid of that transition, which they've given up twice? Literally 6 behind the ball.
That'd be my guess. Too much.
Yeah. Wow.
Who was it last year? Was it Jacksonville who played everybody back? The Armada?
Jacksonville played everybody. They were giving up the corner, and they put 4 on the midfield line.
Yep.
And that's when Hans looked back and to the coaching staff, Gary Smith, and said, what am I supposed to do? Do I go forward, or do you need me to defend? I've never seen that before.
Last year, the Armada and the NASL kind of played like the Oregon Ducks.
Fast break. Abu's been very solid.
I think for the final 15 minutes, conditioning and managing your substitutions are going to come in huge. It looks like there's a lot of guys out there who are dragging, and understandably so.
Shepard. Well won.
Good 1-2.
Bit heavy, but here's a chance for Pedro.
Launch.
He's going to light it up. And right at Seaman in the end. Pedro, one moment of brilliance from a go-ahead right there. Mitch backtracking on Galvani, plays it back to Bryce. Minute number 80. We will have probably 5 or so added on, I would think. Water break substitutions. So there's still a lot of time left in this one. Lansana with a lot of room in the middle. Greenfield. Speed. Johanning. Looks across to Shepard.
Corner.
Silverback faithful applaud that play. Very well done.
You see the burst of Joao there.
The matchup's there. If you just put a good ball to him, you love what could come of that. And now Atlanta only 2 back here, John, versus
back post.
Joa. Ultras flags in the air.
Good idea by Pedro that time. Too much on it. Results in a goal kick. So you're probably looking at another 14 minutes or so.
And Kamar called for that foul. He's upset. The entire Silverback bench upset at that.
I think they were looking that Kamar went over the top that time.
Foul or no foul, that's a good win. No Johnny Resendiz today. Played very well last match.
Wouldn't surprise me if High Res worked for a full 90 on Sunday. Once again, you're talking 2 matches, 2 days.
And Kamar coming back, just getting fit.
Yep.
Not sure if he can go 180 in a 48-hour span. Long switch. Here's Johanning again. Can he run on?
Yep. And offside.
Wow, that's a late flag.
Johanning had possession. Another substitution for the Silverbacks coming in now.
Is it the big man?
Big man. I believe so.
Let's see if it is. AT. Anthony Takpa had a blast late in the match last week that was blocked, and yes, it is. Don't tell him he's not 6'8". As the general manager, Fode Dahl, I believe, said, no, you're 6'6". He said, no, I'm not.
He's using the Dean Smith philosophy of height.
Son of every basketball philosophy. The son of the goalkeeping coach, former Liberian national team keeper. Same name, Anthony Takpa.
Good win and turn. What happens here?
Fresh legs from the big guy.
Good flick, nobody home.
Substitution for the Silverbacks, leaving the match number 17, Abu Tommy. Entering the match number 41, Anthony Takpa.
We're going to have a foul there against the Rockets. Hard play. Let's watch this again. Kamara does a nice job.
Grab.
Wins that.
And
I think Kamar's elbow went back.
Yeah.
And it hit, what is that, Fabricio Barankoski. I believe that was number 10. And you see Kulov and Thorson and a lot of fingers being pointed. And Abrima, there's your boy. That is Barankoski and Injai, what are we calling him? He
was a sergeant. Yep, Sergeant Injai.
You see Abrima right there. And you see Barankoski pleading his case, saying, I got elbowed.
Yeah.
And he probably did.
But they're calling the joust a wash, and it'll end up with the Silverbacks.
Once again, we will be back on Sunday. Carolina Railhawks and PSL in town, off of the match tonight in Conyers. So that's going to be a really big match. That thing's going to turn out to be a real swing. If either team's able to get the 3 points, that'll really boost them ahead. Barankoski's going to come out for a second. He'll be waved back in.
He needs a bit of recovery time after that shot to the chops that he took.
Is he really?
What?
He didn't wave Barankoski, and I assume.
So they got to do it all over again.
And you see, I think ZZ Roberts, Hasanir Silva over there, upset.
And Sergeant Injai looking for an explanation.
ZZ also a Liberian, played on AC Milan, Colorado Rapids, Olympiacos. Very highly decorated. There could be trouble if Georgie doesn't win this.
There's Sean.
Good turn.
Pedro.
Polas. And dispossessed. Eduardo Campos, very well done.
Update from Tobacco Road, 77th minute goal, Toby Uzo, 3-0 Mutiny.
Toby, the big Aachen Fenway type, as you like to compare him. Not as wide.
Beast mode, beach mode.
Yes. I don't know if anybody's as wide as Aachen Fenway.
Not at 240.
Maybe Shaq. Minute number 87. Time starting to get a little thin here for Atlanta. Certainly a match at home. You need 3 points.
Good
Takpa.
flick.
Joa. How are those legs by Joanning?
Dispossessed.
Again, well done by the fresh legs of Campos. Transition. Revivo. And here is a save by Bryce. Over to Mitch.
Good shield by Pedro.
Oh, that's a shank.
Shepard had to come back.
And Anthony, no foul called, and a corner kick, though. Look at the length of Anthony. Wow. It's about 8 feet tall when he puts his arms out like that.
They're both chasing after it, but the defender ended up clearing it backwards with the right foot, creating the corner opportunity.
Let's see how aggressive Atlanta gets. Lancena and Brown stay back. Garcia as well. You see Sean Greenfield. He's going to give it up, I guess.
Yep.
Joa now is going to have the outswinger. If you're a fan of the Silverbacks, Sean, you really think you deserve one here.
Flat.
That's shanked.
And out of bounds all the way back.
Well, it was just announced that Pedro Poles with a yellow card. Did not see that at all.
I'm guessing dissent.
Is he speaking Portuguese, Adam?
Mitch and Sean gets caught up. They call the whistle. There it goes against Sean.
Wow. I have no idea what that is.
Let's see what happens.
Greenfield's
Sean,
just dribbling the ball.
Right? And
he's just dribbling, cuts it back.
And drags him down.
That's just a bad call. I don't know what else to say about that. Atlanta's back line about 23 yards in front of Billington. Long ball played in.
And goal kick.
As we're in the 90th minute, approaching added time, there will be, one would have to think, at least 4 minutes. So there's enough time, but if you're Atlanta, John, you really don't want to exit this game with just 1 point.
No.
You deserve a lot better. Shepard, Polaz, and just a step shy. Seaman able to hold up well enough. Big switch coming. There it is. Can Mitch get on? He has plenty of room forward. Takpa calling for it for his feet.
Good chip. Not enough under it.
Pedro collects. Tries to muscle his way through and cannot. Big bounce for Anthony. No.
Silverback throw.
See if he'll go quickly. Greenfield one-on-one. Outside of the foot, blocked. Fourth official does not show how much is added. We do not know. A minute in, I would say at least another 3. Showa now on that left side. Left-footed cross headed in and over.
Takpa can shield, and he does. Booted out.
The park ready to erupt if the Silverbacks can put one in here.
Sean looks to launch this one.
They're just compacting that box. And no foul call. Mitch politicking, saying, you gave me advantage for no reason, I believe. Good first touch by Joa. And they're going to play.
Wow.
Oh, and again against Atlanta. Much to the chagrin of the home faithful. Let's take another look.
There's your joust.
Joa with a good first touch.
Right.
Then a second touch. Tough to see, but I see how the referee thought the inside position went the other way.
And
we're going to have a card, I believe, and we will. Revivo gets a card saying, I just turned around and ran into him, and he did. I don't think there was any intent whatsoever. Final minute or so. All 4 goals coming here in the first half. Joanning with a pair. Revivo and Galavani for the visitors.
Takpa thought it was going to stay with the red, but nope. And that'll do it.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
Just trying to keep order.
All right.
We'll have highlights for you. We'll have an interview or two. Hopefully, Joa.
Campos down the side, knocked out by Pedro.
And Pedro quickly gathers it, gives it to Campos. We approach 4 minutes in added time. Good opportunity upcoming here. Ben Koski, I believe, is going to step on this, serve it in. Could be the final play of the match. Poles and Garcia setting up, I don't know why a 2-man wall out here.
Now remember, Discoveries have scored a goal in the 85th and a goal in the 90th. So they're used to scoring late. Good grab by Billington.
Whistle in the mouth.
And that'll do it.
And there it is. So a 2-2 draw. FC Carolina Discoveries come into Atlanta. They grab a point. I think they'll be very happy with that. The Silverbacks, again, a good effort. The better team, John. But you really don't want to get a point in a match like this.
No, when you've got the big home stand and it's 2 games in a weekend, you really want to take advantage of the points that you can get at home. Unfortunately, they had their moments, couldn't convert. You knew what the strategy was going to be offensively from the jump. And as the game grew into itself, you saw what the Silverbacks were going to do. Ended up 2-2 after 45, 2-2 after 90, a point per side.
And yes, it is. You see the handshake there. They split the points. We'll have highlights. We'll have interviews. John and I will be back at the park in moments here on AtlantaSilverbacksFC.com. here at Silverbacks Park, a 2-2 final. FC Carolina Discoveries, the Atlanta Silverbacks, trying to wrap things up. We'll have highlights. We'll have Joao Johanning with us as well. John, in the end, I think it's a little disappointing. No points the other day. I was a little more upbeat and positive than I am right now. I think Atlanta deserved 3 in the end.
They did. A lot of opportunities, and for the first 45 minutes, they took advantage of Joao with the PK at 45+2, and then it just seemed that the two teams were trying to counterpunch each other in the final 45 minutes. Started 2-2 in the 46th minute, finished 2-2 after 90, a point per side. If you're a Silverbacks fan, obviously disappointed with what's going on. Myrtle Beach still winning 3-0. So with that win, they'll go up to 13 points top of the ladder, and then that's when the fun starts. Silverbacks with a point, they go to 8. Railhawks right now, they're getting a point out in Conyers tonight against the Georgia Revs. They go to 8 points. Tobacco Road, if they continue and lose to Myrtle Beach, they'll stay at 6. Then you've got FC Carolina Discoveries. They go to 6 points, and the Revs go to 4. So after Myrtle Beach, it's a jumble through the rest of the conference.
Certainly positives. I'm not going to say there aren't. We'll take a look at the highlights right now. There's Johanning 2 goals. First, though, against the run of play, Galvani able to score against Bryce Billington, and it would be 1-0. You see their frustration as Atlanta clearly the aggressor, clearly the better side early on. Then here's Joao, some magic with a great ball to him, plays it, beats the defense, beats Seaman, able to put it in, and that would tie it up at a goal apiece. But then again, against the run of play, Atlanta in complete control, and then a transition off a corner the other way. And then you see Daniel Revivo in the 43rd, able to beat Billington on the one-on-one. Then Joao does it again, makes the moves, gets the reward with the penalty, and is able to slot it in the upper 90 on that right side. A brilliant performance by Joao, very active. We have him here right now. You get the yellow card early. I don't think it was a dive, whatever. Then you score the goal. It looks like you're on a mission. Then you get the penalty after making the moves. An absolutely incredible first half.
Yeah, I mean, I work every day to get this performance, and I don't feel yet superstar. I have to keep working more, learn more, and my future is get MLS. This is my first mentality. So every game, every practice, work hard to get there.
Talk about the confidence level, though. It seemed like they wanted to feed you, and you would just do those one-on-ones and the step-overs. It seemed like every time you just felt like you were going to be able to go to goal.
Yeah, this is my characteristics. This is how I play. Every time I touch the ball, I feel happy. I'm looking like Brazilian player, because when we go over there, I have to enjoy every time. And this is my strongest 1v1. So thanks first one to God, to this opportunity, in the box, and make it that 1v1 and penalty, and make it a tie score.
What happened, though, both of their goals against the run of play, you guys had probably a 70-30 possession, if not more. You guys possessed. You had the advantage going forward. But their goals, they would just counter. What were the problems?
This is not the problem. Sometimes the soccer is not fair for good teams, We play very good soccer, and we get there, but not lucky to score, But have to keep working. We have to keep working like a group. Try to make this score happen, because we play very good. And I'm surprised right now for the job the JC doing. Impressive, very good work, and keep working.
You're happy, though, with the way you played. You guys played well. Are you disappointed you only were able to get 1 point?
It's tough to say. I'm happy one side because we play good. The group play very good. Disappointment for the result, because I don't think that fair. We got more position, we got more opportunity to score, but sometimes the soccer is not fair,
48 hours from now, you'll be right back here in a big match against FC Carolina NPSL. They're in second, tied with you with 8 points. 3-point swing is huge. Are your legs going to be okay? Will the starting 11 be okay for that one?
This is how we come for, get good rest, get home, sleep, eat good. Tomorrow go do some stretch in the pool, and be ready for Sunday. And Caroline Real Hawks is a good team. They play very good. We faced them in the first game, but every game is different, you know. So we have to be prepared to get that 3 points.
So
and I think we're gonna make it.
So with only 2 days in between, does that up Abraham's banana count? Does he eat 3 a day now to get that potassium?
Yeah, no, now I think it's for Sunday. I think between these 2 days, I think he's gonna eat more than 15 bananas.
Joao,
but I think so. I gotta help him. You know,
Yes.
yeah.
Very well done.
Thank you so much.
I thought you had a third goal in there.
Thank you so
certainly
much.
had the opportunities. Very well done. We'll be back. Hopefully we'll get another player. Tied at 2 at the park. They split the points here at AtlantaSilverbacksFC.com.
Thank you for every fans to come to support us. We very appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you guys on Sunday.
It was Galvani and Revivo for the Rock Hill Rockets. It was Joao Joanning twice for the Silverbacks. They split the points. We finish up at 2 points. John Nelson, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Myrtle Beach is officially a final. 3-0 goals by Uzo, Jewell, and Osborne. So they're at the top of the ladder with 13 points. And as you look at the grid, the game Sunday here at Silverbacks Park becomes astronomically important for a full 3 points if you're a Silverbacks fan or a Railhawks fan to try to solidify second place in the ladder. But the Railhawks can do everyone in the conference a favor midweek as they face Mutiny. So you've got big contest here in Atlanta followed by a big contest up in Carolina midweek.
You get to some point soon, though. Maybe you just want Myrtle Beach to win and get away and you get second. It's coming close to that point. The season's dwindling. So thanks to everybody here, ATP, Rich and Mel and Ed and Eddie and my partner John Nelson. We'll see you in, well, 45 hours from now.
There you go.
Right here. 2-2 is your final. Have a great weekend, everybody.